Good morning, I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and the Banning area for the daytime hours, sunny skies, that high 86. For the daytime hours in the IE area, sunny skies persistent, that high 87. And for the daytime in the Coachella Valley, sunny skies, high 95. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC
That's
News
right. It's the
Radio,
morning show
KMET
on ABC News
1490
Radio.
AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez in the studio there, just making sure everything's good to go. How are you celebrating today? Whatever today is for you, we hope you're doing it well. Lots of news stories in the scheme of things. We're going to be talking about peanut allergies a little bit later. If you have a peanut allergy, we definitely want to know about it. If you have been looking for help on that, also we want to be able to help you. So we've got some information on that coming up around the corner in just a bit. First of all, I got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. I can't even think about not eating peanuts.
Why is? What do you mean? Oh, you love peanuts?
Yeah, like peanut butter, all the peanut butter cookies.
Yeah,
I can't imagine nuts.
yeah, and for some people, it's just not a good thing, obviously. So if it's not good for you, don't even try it. And you got to be careful out there with it. Today is May 6th. How did you celebrate yesterday? Was it fun for you? Was it a true Cinco de Mayo? I'm not sure that because I got no calls for Cinco de Mayo. I really didn't. I'm pretty sure people are trying to stay safe over there. Maybe not. Maybe I just didn't hear about it. But today's National Nurses Day, National Beverage Day, National Crepe Suzette Day, National Day of Prayer, National Day of Reason, and World Password Day. Of these, which will you celebrate today, Jesse?
Wait. I think I need to hear that over again because I think I missed a few.
Oh, okay. Am I coming in a little choppy there? National Nurses Day, National.
No,
Yeah, I am coming in choppy. I can tell.
okay. I think I know. I
Okay.
want National Nurses Day.
National Nurses Day. Okay, National Nurses Day is where it's at. National Nurses Day, obviously, always important. And Jesse, I gotta ask because you actually did visit some nurses yesterday, I believe, right? Not necessarily like a field trip either.
No. I had some problems with my back and my side, so went to the doctors to make sure it wasn't anything serious. And all the nurses were very friendly and comforting because I had no idea what to do, where to go, so they helped me with everything.
Got it. Okay, so
Very nice.
yeah, National Nurses Day. Always nice when you have a smile with them. Sometimes they don't have a smile; they're just like stressed out. But you can never, be unrecognizing any other nurses. National Nurses Week actually begins today. It ends at the end of the week, which is the birthday of Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was a celebrated English social reformer, statistician, and the founder of modern nursing. She became well known while taking care of the wounded soldiers during the Crimean War. Nightingale was dubbed the Lady with the Lamp because of the habit that she had of making rounds at night. So recognize nurses everywhere, and you'll be happier for it because if you have a happy nurse, then you have a happy life. And if you're married to one, I can tell you right now, you already have a happy life because she'll probably be taking good care of you, right? But always make sure that you ask questions. Usually, the nurse knows more. I would almost say 9 times out of 10 than the doctor. So check out the nurses' info on that, especially if they're helpful. And use hashtag National Nurses Day to share on social media. And there you go. So always appreciate the nurses. Each year, American Nurses Association chooses a theme to acknowledge the services provided by nurses everywhere during National Nurses Week. Last year, let's see, 2020, it was Nurses A Voice to Lead. And so, do we have leaders? Of course, we have a lot of leaders. I know we do. And there you go. So, lots of stuff to talk about around the corner as well. And this is a top news, oddly enough. There's quite a few, but one is kids are making up 26% of new Colorado COVID 19 cases. And when we say kids, More than 800
Okay,
children,
at AT&T, everyone
0
gets our
to
best
19, have been hospitalized with the virus. That's a new number, right, Jesse?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I thought kids and teenagers and all them were were immune to COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Eh,
it doesn't work that way, right? Which we've said that a lot, and you got to be careful there because a lot of people do think that that's the case, and it's just not. In Colorado, children between 0 to 19 account for 26.4% of all cases reported the week of April 25th. That's according to state data. Remember, we have lagging data. This is all information that they've been able to see as of recently. Children make up 16.57% of all infections in the state since the start of the pandemic. Dr. Sean O'Leary, pediatrician and professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, said highly transmissible variants, the lack of vaccine for kids, and loosened COVID 19 restrictions are contributing to the numbers. They said to ABC News kids under 16 right now are not eligible for vaccination, so that's a group that is completely prone to getting infected at this point. The state has reported the presence of 4 variants. This is another thing to keep out watch for. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, showing that 49% of confirmed cases, regardless of age, are the B117 variant, which first emerged in the United Kingdom. Now, that's something we've talked about several times, Jesse. Do you understand what that means now?
that these different variants are getting a little bit worse.
Yeah, and that's the major thing. Are they getting worse? Yes. Are they becoming more detrimental to people? Yes. Unfortunately, they are, and that's kind of what we're wanting to, not make sure people get wrong information on. So the B117 variant, which emerged in the United Kingdom, we've been having to deal with that. We have that here in California as well, and many people think, oh, I got the vaccine, it covers that. Um, I'm not confident that it does. We need to find that out because, of course, the vaccines came out before the variant came out. So the question is, are the new ones able to help the new variant? And if it's not that variant, is it another variant? According to this, O'Leary said kids have been a little bit more out there. There's been some outbreaks in schools. Yeah, duh. We talked about that. There's lots of after school activities happening as well. We've seen other outbreaks in sports. Who is getting infected in schools has also shifted. More infections are happening in students as opposed to the staff. Last week, the state reported 210 active outbreaks in schools, the highest number since December 2nd when there were 211, according to the Denver Post. Outbreaks fell in January but began to increase in March and April. The state defines an outbreak as 2 or more cases connected to the same location or event. So far, 847 people between the ages of 0 to 19 in Colorado have been hospitalized and 13 have died since the start of the pandemic through April 29th. That is a pretty big number when you take that of 847. The fact that children are not eligible for the vaccine, they say, is another reason behind the spread, but no authorized vaccine is available for those 16 and older. Pfizer BioNTech requested FDA to authorize their vaccine for children between 12 to 15. The FDA is projected to authorize the vaccine for the age group by next week. It's not just Colorado, though, that children are getting the virus. Children now make up 22% of recent COVID-19 cases in the nation, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association report. An increase in new reported cases among kids nationwide, March and April, and about 72,000 new child virus cases were reported from April 22nd to April 29th. That's a 4% increase in the number of children cases from the 2 weeks and prior. Look, at the end of the day, and I'm going to go back to this, Jesse, are the schools having the kids back? I can almost guarantee you the answer is yes. Are we doing the right thing? I think until...
Yeah, see, look, that's the tricky question.
Go ahead.
We never know if we're doing the right thing. I would like we never know if we're doing the right thing for the kids, or putting them back in school, taking them away from school. This is all just like a giant test to see how everything's going on, in my eyes anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but for us, I hate to say it, we've always called it before it happens. It's like, use your thinking mind. Remember, we're not over this. It isn't gone. We've talked about all these things, and then we have to, like, report on it and say, but isn't this what we said? Don't throw caution to the wind. Make sure kids are going to spread it. Kids are going to get sick. I remember around last year this time when certain news agencies were saying kids are fine. They're not going to get sick. I'm like, they don't get the cold and the flu. That makes no sense. And so use your thinking mind. Don't believe in people and things that say, okay, that's not even a thing. This is a new benchmark for vaccines. President Joe Biden's new benchmark in the fight against COVID-19, ensuring 70% of American adults to get at least one shot by July 4th, is saying pretty much eradicating the virus that causes COVID-19 might not be possible. That's what he said. But if enough Americans get some protection, it'll become manageable. I think that's the first bit of news that's probably more realistic than others. So I say good job. The approach is being embraced by scientists and politicians alike as a more pragmatic approach to dealing with COVID-19 than the idea of waiting on herd immunity, especially considering that a fourth of Americans might never accept the vaccine. According to New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, in a phone interview, said we're going to have highs and lows of case numbers potentially for years, but those are going to be in the population that chooses not to vaccinate. Since the pandemic began, Americans have embraced the idea that the virus would only one day evaporate, either because enough people became infected with the virus or received a vaccine that collective or herd immunity would block the virus from transmitting to new people, eradicating the threat. The idea was alluring to people like formerly mentioned, presidents, calling for younger people to get sick with the virus so it would go away sooner and businesses could reopen without restrictions. We all remember that type of rhetoric. So there you go. In other words, be safe, keep being safe if you can. There's so much. There's so much craziness happening on this. What do you guys say? I want to know. On social media, let's see. We got you guys commenting there. Stephanie Reed, Rosalie Huerta, good morning. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine day for today's awesome busy day ahead. Check out my latest cooking video on my page for a famous client. All right, it looks good. I'll have to check it out a little bit later. Rado Boy says, nice. Awesome. Good to have you, Rado Boy. Maria says, hope you're doing better, Jesse. And are you doing better, Jesse?
Yes, I'm doing a lot better considering it took me 5 minutes to get out of the chair out of work yesterday. It was a bit difficult, but I'm feeling a lot better, and at least I'm able to move.
All right. I hope you do feel better. Maria, who is a nurse, says, happy National Nurses Day. If anyone is a nurse, thank you so much. Thank you, Maria, for being a nurse as well. Our very own nurse watching. We say thank you for doing what you're doing. She says, my kids have always been homeschooled. They're doing well, learning every day and having no troubles emotionally. I'm blessed, though, to have twins who play well together. I guess they miss me, though, more than normally during this. That's because, of course, she's doing so much in the nursing and doing much more. So there you go. There's lots of information. We're going to get some more of that information together for you right after these messages. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for more right after these messages.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission with higher wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness, 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get it cool.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using yours. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, we appreciate you. Stephanie Reed, Maria Yankopoulos, Redo Boy, and let's see, of course, Katja Wunderland tuning in from Switzerland. Thank you for tuning in. Jesse, you know, we talked about it a couple days ago, and maybe it was last week, maybe it was the week before. Do you think that there's money to be made on this vaccination thing, Jesse?
Do I think there's money to be made on vaccinations? Yes, of course, there's always money to be made on vaccinations.
But what about if you didn't get a vaccination? Is it time to start creating fake vaccination cards?
Oh my God, are people doing that?
Yes, they are. Remember, we talked about it. I can guarantee they did not listen to our show because we told them not to do it. Investigators say the operation ran for weeks out of the old Corner Saloon in Clements, which has a population of 941. The owner of a San Joaquin County bar was arrested this week for allegedly selling fake COVID-19 vaccination cards. The local sheriff's office got a tip that fake vaccine cards were being manufactured and sold out of the bar, complete with laminations. So there you go. They got laminated as well. There's a copy of one. What do you think about that, Jesse?
Wow. Okay, so I did not think people would actually do this, and apparently they did. So obviously those people can't be trusted.
We talked about this, though, didn't we? We talked about this. We literally talked about this last week or the week before. Investigators with the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control took over. Luke Blim, Deputy Division Chief at the Alcoholic Beverage Control, said undercover agents with our Special Operations Unit were able to purchase multiple cards in April. As a result, we also observed several sales of fraudulent COVID-19 vaccination cards to other patrons. Investigators say the cards were being sold for $20. Wow. The bar owner, 59-year-old Todd Anderson, was charged with falsifying a medical record, falsifying a seal, several counts of identity theft, and possession of a loaded, unregistered firearm. Okay, so it's not his first rodeo over there. I told you this was going to happen because those cards are so easy. It's easy. And you know how some places are saying, we'll only let you in if you have a vaccination. It just, look, it's like, right? Fake ID. I've never had a fake ID. I don't know what that's like, but I'm sure people have had that, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Wow. The fact that they laminated it too. That's a whole nother level right there.
I gotta give them A for credit on that. The laminating isn't cheap, so there you go. And then there was this. This happened, and you know, it's kind of good news because I kind of think I would look at it and I'm sorry, I'm a little confused on this. The IRS is saying that a letter from the White House outlining stimulus payments are not a scam, okay? Because, I mean, how many times have we gotten scams, right? And we go, well, what's, you know, and thankfully people are more careful than not, right? But there's a letter outlining how much money was issued for your stimulus payment, and then it tells you to visit a website for more information. Is it legitimate or a scam? And I guarantee you, now there's going to be other little scammers that are actually going to make use of this and do it their own way, and then people are going to get scammed, and then the IRS is going to say, whoops, sorry. But here's the letter, evidently. The letter everyone has, even has President Joe Biden's signature on it, and one viewer thought it might be a part of some sort of scheme. The IRS confirms it is legitimate correspondence. The IRS said the letter that people are receiving in the mail is Notice 1444-C. The IRS issued the statement saying, after each of the 3 economic impact payments is issued, the IRS is required to mail a notice to each recipient's last known address. The notice provides information about the amount of the payment, how it was made, and how to report any payment that wasn't received. Some people may receive multiple notices about each payment. Most people will simply file the notice with their tax records and won't need to contact the IRS or take any further action. Here are some details about each notice and what actions some people may need to take. And then it goes into each and every one of them, and then it gives you the information and how to go to your online account, which is irs.gov/payments/view-your-tax-account. So basically go to that, and then you'll find out all the information on where your money's at, and then if or you haven't filed it with your taxes. I know I got to talk to our tax lady and figure out all that stuff. So if you've gotten this, it's a thing. It's not a scam. There you go. Now you know. And I think knowing is better than not knowing at all, right? So there you go. And then, of course, there's a lot of people wondering what's going to happen with the monies. In one situation, small businesses, currently there's a story saying that they're out of money, and restaurants and others are still struggling to overcome the financial impact. The promotion of $28.6 billion restaurant relief program is what President Joe Biden has been promoting. The federal program lets bars and restaurants apply for grants to make up for revenue lost during the pandemic, with limits of $10 million per business and $5 million per location. Biden says it will help businesses come out of the hole. In LA, many of the restaurants, especially in Olvera Street, if you haven't been there, have fallen into such a hole. They hope the program, along with the easing of restrictions, can help them climb out. The Cinco de Mayo holiday is normally a big holiday for businesses along Olvera, but the crowds were modest and no big parties were allowed. So 2 of the biggest restaurants remained closed. Edward Flores of Juanita's Cafe, good place, said his business is down almost 90% compared to 2019, but things are slowly starting to come back to life. Flores said, last year I nearly went out of business, and a few of us did as well on Olvera Street. Now he said he's starting to see people come back. Another restaurant owner says business is down 40%. Debbie Briano, owner of El Rancho Grande restaurant, says social distancing rules don't allow her to put out as many tables. The seating arrangement is different. We can't have all our tables here right now, so it's a lot smaller than it would normally be. But most businesses are open on Olvera Street 10 to 5 p.m. during the week and stay open an hour or 2 later on weekends. So business owners, though, seeking to apply for the federal relief program can find out more at sba.gov/restaurants. So there you go. There's some information. We have to take a break. Peanut allergies is next, coming up around the corner. We'll be talking about that with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized small center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
The Beljanski Foundation offers you the scientific approach to healing used successfully by Francois Mitterrand, the former president of France. The Beljanski Foundation offers you non-toxic, scientifically supported methods to regain your health. Visit the Beljanski Foundation website, www.beljanski.org. You'll be glad you did. That's www.beljanski.org. The Beljanski Foundation. The information is essential. Foundation. www.beljanski.org. The Beljanski Method, now in America. www.beljanski.org.
Are you a self-published author that maybe underestimated the challenges of marketing your own book? I'm Suzanne Lynn, and we help authors sell more books through video interviews and radio advertising. You see, a professional video interview is really an author's secret weapon for marketing because it makes an emotional connection with your reader that can be posted to social media, YouTube, your book's landing page and website, your Amazon author page, and even sent to media to request interviews. We guarantee that video interview will be viewed by a minimum of 3,000 people in your target audience. And let's face it, no one can sell your book better than you speaking about it yourself. Plus, we can run commercials on our nationwide network of radio stations that targets your specific reading audience. Find out more at GiveMyBookWings.com. That's GiveMyBookWings.com. Again, GiveMyBookWings.com.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, performance upgrades for every light and medium duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-426 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Glad to have each and every one of you. Let's go to our social media comments there. We got quite a few people tuning in, and I want to say thank you for Maria sharing her information there. She ended up getting the book that we promoted yesterday with the particular author, and so she got a chance to check it out on Kindle. Says her child's already enjoying it, so glad to hear that. And again, good to always get information on stuff like that, because we sometimes wonder, are people wanting the stuff that we're sharing and or not? So I'm glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. And again, that's from the Disney's Serafina series, Robert Beatty, who, if you want to check out his stuff, robertbeattybooks.com is where it's at. You can find all the information right there as well. Let's see. Mario says, I carry a pic on my phone from the government saying I got all my vaccines. If laminated, they will not accept it. I can see that. I can see why now. And Jesse, what did you say about laminated? It's what?
Yeah, it's sketchy. I mean, if I were to hear the news and be like, oh, because why would you laminate your vaccine card?
That's true. But I guarantee you people have been showing it and they probably are like, no, it makes sense and blah, blah, blah. But why would you go through all that trouble? But, I kind of get it now. I kind of get why that would be the case. Just because some people are not wanting it and they still want to get into places. So that's probably what it was. Maybe it started because remember there were certain establishments that were saying we're not going to accept you coming in unless you have the vaccination card. So I could see how people were like, forget that, I want a drink. So give me one for $20, I got it. And he probably got them when they were already wasted. You know what I mean? So imagine them being like, nah, man, this is the best $20 I've ever spent, man. I'm now immune. So, I can imagine some going in there wondering about that. Or they wake up, they go, I got a shot? That's awesome. Yeah. Sorry.
Order a pitcher of beer, you get a vaccine card for free.
It's terrible. I'm just telling you, I don't appreciate it. And I'm sure other people don't as well, but there you go. Let's see. So lots of stuff going on. This happened in Huntington Beach. I'm actually glad about this. A small mat was laid out for people in Huntington Beach. It's the city's first installation of the Moby Mat, which is durable walkway across the sand that leads to the water's edge. For wheelchairs, it's very difficult to get out into the sand, first of all, because it's, difficult. But with this special mat that was rolled out on the sand, they're now able to do so. So that's good. It's helpful for people pushing baby strollers at the beach. It's in Huntington Beach. Who knew? And I say, you know what? Good job. Good thinking. Because sometimes you wonder, is the beach only for those that can walk in the sand? And no, evidently this, you know what? I think more needs to be done on this. I think more need to do this actually. And I hope that they do that, because some don't realize sometimes being in a wheelchair is already limiting, but being able to be next to the beach is even better. So I'm going to show you guys this because I think this is really cool, and we need this in more beaches. But there you go. How cool is that? How simple is that too? How come nobody thought of it before? So it goes pretty far, not, you know, but still far enough to be able to participate. Now they just need like a mat. I don't know how they do that, but they're going to need to do that a little bit more regularly, because I think that's a great idea. They need to keep that up, right?
Right? I'm loving this. I wish more beaches would have something like this, because you know what? There are a lot of people in wheelchairs and people who have trouble moving through that sand. It is not easy.
No, it's not. Christy Cornell.
So having
Yeah, no, you're right. Christy Cornell says the condo that we stayed at in Cape Canaveral had this. We loved it. It makes taking a wagon with all your stuff for the beach easier too. Donna Shupak says, great, I've seen it in other countries. I'm so happy for those who can now access the beaches easier. Did not know that. Good to know it's in other countries. Chirice Wolf says, love this. Thank you, Huntington Beach, for taking the lead. Hopefully other beach towns will follow. And evidently this is good for a lot of people, especially on those scooters. But let's see. Angelica Young says, I saw this for the first time last weekend in Florida. So glad this is happening. And Ellie Ford says, I'm so glad they're doing this. It's hard enough trying to walk in the sand. And then others are talking about this as well. So really good stuff. Great to have that, and really good for those, especially those with special needs that already have a hard time. Trust me, trying to take somebody in any way, shape, or form from one end to the other is difficult enough, but being able to do that, we need more of that. So, and I say get more sun and get more life in you, right?
right. I'm just loving this. Just the ability for people in wheelchairs to experience the beach for probably the first time in their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot of people take advantage of not take advantage, but just, you know what? They're blessed to be able to walk. I know everyone can do it, but you know what? Not everyone can.
Yeah, you're right. This is the latest news about CVS and Walmart, by the way. They're joining a growing number of sites across the country that are offering COVID-19 vaccinations without an appointment, by the way. CVS announced Wednesday it's providing the vaccine on a walk-in basis with no advance appointment necessary. The pharmacy chain, which has 1,115 locations in California, offers same-day scheduling with appointments available within an hour of signing up. As of Wednesday, CVS Health has administered more than 17 million doses across the U.S. Target stores that have a CVS pharmacy are also offering a bonus for those who get vaccinated there, a $5 store coupon. You know what? Wow, good to know. I just would ask which one it is. I think it does matter, by the way. Walmart and Sam's Club pharmacy locations are offering walk-in vaccine appointments in addition to scheduled appointments with all 308 locations across California, among 5,100 nationwide. The company also launched a Get Out the Vaccine campaign to encourage vaccination, including sending mobile clinics into communities and to events and gatherings. But you do not have to be a member of Sam's Club to receive a vaccination at the store pharmacy. Kind of important to know. And there you go. So knowing is half the battle. There you go. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break here. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Decades ago, scientists discovered why Greenland Eskimos maintain healthy hearts despite their high-fat diets. The high level of omega-3 oils in their seafood diet protected their hearts. Carlson Norwegian fish oil provides those important omega-3 oils. The same omega-3s from cold water fish support maximum brain power, immune strength, joint comfort, and our vision too. Carlson, the very finest fish oil, is a valuable source of the important omega-3s, EPA and DHA. Each teaspoon provides a full 1,600 milligrams of omega-3s. And its purity is guaranteed. Try it on salads and popcorn. It tastes like lemon, not fishy. As for Carlson, the very finest fish oil at finer health food stores today.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's all remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. We're covering the latest in stories here and lots of information coming in. This is good news for some. Knott's Berry Farm is going to be reopening just in time to celebrate their 100th anniversary. The famous Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park is giving a sneak peek of its upcoming reopening, and just in time. That's starting tomorrow, actually. The theme park will reopen to season pass holders Thursday, 2 weeks ahead of its grand reopening to the entire public on May 21st. Knott's Soak City Water Park is reopening May 29th. It was announced Wednesday. Among some of the highlights for the 100th anniversary celebration is a brand new ride, Knott's Berry Tales, Return to the Fair, a 4D interactive dark ride. And according to merchandise manager Carl Bush, said, we're celebrating what we call their Knott's Berry Farm, the memories of what happened in their teen lives and their families' lives. So bringing back Berry Tales, one of our iconic rides that we've ever had, has big help for us. It's amazing. Knott's Summer Nights will return with live music and special food offerings. The anniversary celebration runs through September 6th. Per state guidelines, reservations can be made in advance, and tickets are only available to California residents. Capacity is limited to 25%, and visitors must wear face coverings. Tickets start at $55, and they could be purchased online at Knott's.com. Knott's Berry Farm started as a roadside berry stand and chicken dinner restaurant in the 1920s before evolving into a theme park. When's the last time you've been there, Jesse?
It has been, I want to say at least 18 years since I've been to Knott's Berry Farm last. But to be honest, I love Knott's Berry Farm a little bit more than Disneyland, and that's because Knott's Berry Farm tends to deal with like a local stuff. Like what was it? There was like some ghost town, Calico. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they have Calico, and it feels more like a history park.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. No, that makes sense. Look, I think if anything, Knott's Berry Farm is good. You know, in Disneyland's open, but you just have to be prepared for it to be completely different, right? You have to do exactly what they say. You got to be practicing safety there. I just wonder how long it's going to be until they have to close up again, because I've read already, I think it was the CDC that announced that we might be having another surge coming according to their numbers. I know in certain areas, like we were talking about, Washington has their surge. They already declared a fourth surge. Other areas we're starting to see it pop up as well. So I would imagine in the next couple of days we might see a better update about that. But in the meantime, the fact that, you know, we can do so safely and hopefully responsibly, I think, like you said, it's important to know what we can do safely and what we can do without causing other people's to, you know, get more sick than not, right? So there you go. That's what I'm saying. But that's all I'm saying. This happened. Frustrated Southern California man creates a computer program to call the EDD so he doesn't have to wait on the phone. I don't know if you've ever waited on the phone for anything,
Unemployed
Jesse,
workers
but I almost think it's actually a good thing, not a bad thing, to create something that says, you know what? I can't wait on you Have you? What's the longest time you've ever been on wait or on hold for anybody, Jesse?
Uh, let's see. The longest I've ever been on hold was about 40 minutes. Um, I do not like waiting on the phone. If I have to wait that long, I'm
Yeah.
gonna call and hang. Like I'll call like first thing in the morning, or like right before they close.
What's worse is when they pick up
That's my.
and then somehow they hang up and they don't answer it, or you try to get through and then they don't call you back, right? That's the worst thing. So, according to this, people continue facing problems with getting through to the Employment Development Department for their unemployment benefits. Some are turning to technological solutions. Frustrated by his own inability to get them on the phone last spring, Thomas Maxon created a computer program, a bot, to call for him. Maxon launched his startup Claimer in January. It's CLAIMYR. He says, we put people in a queue, we dial for them at a consistent rate. For $19.99, Claimer promises you will get an EDD customer service representative on the phone. The estimated wait time. You know, you're the one creating more problems. The estimated wait time is between 5 minutes to 2 hours. He insists the bot is efficient because it doesn't jam up lines by only calling for one person at a time. Are you okay, Jesse? So instead of people placing 100 calls on their own, they would basically be placing 10 to 15 to 30 calls through Claimer. That's according to Maxon. Now, critics say bots are making it so that only people who pay for services like Claimer get through to customer representatives. EDD said in a statement that these services can create artificial call traffic. The department said it has recently improved its website to be more user-friendly with the Ask EDD feature, and that it continues to hire and train more workers to staff its call center. You know what? I can't fault this guy for doing it because he was frustrated and he probably figured out how he could. However, I don't know how many different calls you get that are from a recorded line. I've got like 3 calls in 3 days, all from a recorded recording that, based on what I say, it will say things and or hang up on me. Do you have any of those calling you?
Oh, all the time. Uh, Usually when I get a live person, I'll pretend to speak a different language and speak really loud. So and then they just instantly hang up.
Yeah, I did one where he says, what is it? Something about benefits or something between 50. Then they ask, how old are you? I said 108. And I kid you not, the recording actually laughed. It was, ha, 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 ha. And then it hung up. I was like, what a waste of time. You wasted my 14 seconds I can never get back. Stop calling me. So I just, seriously, these stupid, like, we're, you know, so I say A for effort on this guy, making it so that at least you could call the employment hotline. And it's sad that they don't have enough, you know, going there for people, but, you know, each to their own, each to their own. This happened recently. After a multi-year investigation, officials at the LA Police Department announced that 12 people have been arrested and indicted for a mortgage fraud and green loan scheme that led to a loss of $15 million. The defendants ran a scheme using the stolen identities of state prison inmates. Of course they did. People with developmental disabilities, of course, and deceased individuals to obtain mortgage and green loans between 2014 and 2020. In a news release, department officials said that the group altered tax documents, bank statements, and payroll statements to make it appear as if the stolen identities all had high net worths. The scheme included forging names, signatures, and personal information on loan applications, financial documents, county recorder documents, as the defendants applied for millions in loans from mortgage and green loan lenders. Once the loans were acquired, the funds were transferred to accounts that the group of defendants controlled. LAPD Captain Lillian Carranza said this was a very lengthy and complex investigation. The victims of these crimes deserve justice and due process. In total, the 12 defendants face 133 felony counts for allegedly operating the fraudulent mortgage and green loan scheme throughout the Southern California region. Yikes. That's $15 million. How long did that take them to figure that out? I'm sorry, it just took a little bit too long in my head. But I don't know what that means for people other than prison inmates going, wait, you used my credit? Like, why? Developmentally disabled. That's terrible. So there you go. It's just terrible. It's just not the type of thing we want to hear. Jesse, I think you got a story over there.
Oh yeah, well, it's a small story that kind of feeds off your your beach story about being inclusive.
Okay.
Because I remembered a story, I think it was a couple days ago, where it was talking about an inclusive a playground in Ventura, California. So apparently their playground was burnt down in one of the fires. So instead of building the exact same thing, they decided, hey, let's build a playground so everyone can use it, no
Right.
matter what condition you're in. So yeah, so they started breaking ground on the first fully inclusive play area in Ventura.
Oh, good. All
So
right.
I just think it's great.
Was that from our
It was
friend Shane's
phenomenal, especially seeing
Inspiration or another one? Because they have a few that do that.
for what.
Oh, I'm sorry. I probably broke up. What was that? Oh, you probably don't know the company that's doing it.
Oh, the company? No, I do not know the company. It'd be nice to know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the
Uh,
article that you posted. Yes, the play area will have gathering places, a play structure, swings, hammocks, balance beams, a sensory garden, a motion-inclusive carousel, sensory wall, embankment climbers, music play areas, and more. The Arroyo Verde Park, uh, the Arroyo Verde, I don't know. Is it Verde or Verde? Like Chile Verde? Oh, yeah. The
I
Arroyo
have
Verde.
no idea.
It is. The Arroyo Verde Park Play Area is the city's first all-inclusive playground, according to Mayor Sofia Rubalcava. The space will be a place where everyone in the community can come out to have fun and experience the joy of community connection and play, regardless of ability or age. You know what? That's always nice when they do that. And I almost want to know who to attribute that to. For more information, go to cityofventura.ca.gov. Is that's the article you posted there?
Yes,
Awesome. So there you
and
go. Go ahead.
to be honest, I want to see it in action. It just seems like an amazing thing.
Yeah, and it's good for kids. You know, I know with my special needs sister, of course, you always can appreciate when there are places like this, and you know, just and it looks cool. It really looks cool, especially with kids. I want to share a photo of this. I don't know how to do that just yet. But why do you think that's important?
Uh, because honestly, all kids deserve to play, whether they're in a wheelchair or not. Because the vast majority of playgrounds, when I was a kid, the ground was sand, like the beach. So you can't really go there with a wheelchair or anything like that. And it's not friendly for people who have what's the one, autism and stuff like that, with
Mm.
loud noises things. So yeah, our playground was kind of scary. It was really old school. So seeing this new one where kids in wheelchairs can play along with their other classmates or friends, it's such a great thing.
Yeah, and there's a picture of it there. I wanted to show and just display that because it's even good for the kids with again the ability to have a wheelchair and then just have a section because sometimes the sand doesn't make it all inclusive for others. It really doesn't. So having like a good mat and or other ways to be able to participate with the other kids as well again is always important for both. That way all can have fun. So that's very good. So between that one and the welcome mat, that I'll call it the mat to the sea that they rolled out. I think again, if they can continue doing this and continue providing for those that especially need it, I say good job, keep it going, and keep inspiring people to really love each other and love just life, being able to enjoy it. Because sometimes the stuff that you take for granted. Or that you or I take for granted, other people really do appreciate when you think of them, right? And it inspires more positivity, I think, in people, especially during coronavirus, to say, as much as bad as there is out there, there's a lot of good, right? There's a lot of good in all of us, and especially those of us that actually literally do things that make things better for all of us, right? So keep that up, keep doing it, and there you go. Here's another story as well, and this is something that I guess we're starting to see. Prices are going up in certain areas. In this heat, if you don't take care of your pool properly, algae will start growing. Kind of important. David Serafan A pool supply store employee says your pool will pretty much become a swamp. Why is he talking? Well, a nationwide shortage of pool products is making chlorine tablets and propane tanks hard to come by and increasing prices right as the summer months are approaching. The average price of chlorine tablets for swimming pools has doubled since last year. Chlorine tablets, which are easier to use and more eco-friendly than liquid, are hard to come by in L.A. Pablo Bautista, a pool serviceman, said that they doubled the price. The customer doesn't want to pay for that. The pandemic created a higher demand for tablets as families with backyard pools stayed at home. On top of that, a fire at a major Louisiana manufacturing plant knocked production offline, causing prices to rise. So don't get upset at your pool person, whoever that is, if they say, sorry, but I need to kind of increase it because it's just not as cheap as it was before. Prices are going up. I don't know if you've been, shopping lately, but there's a lot of crazy stuff over there, right?
Crazy stuff where? Like price-wise?
Shopping. I'm sorry, I just saw a news article on Tito Ortiz filing for unemployment while employed by Huntington Beach. Yikes, Tito, don't do that. Sorry, it made news. I'm
sure you've heard how Grammarly
evidently around Tito Ortiz after he filed an unemployment claim against Huntington Beach while currently employed by the city as an elected council member. Well, maybe he didn't know, okay? The former MMA fighter and current mayor pro tem of Huntington Beach claims he was underemployed during the pandemic, which the city manager disputes. Got it. Huntington Beach City Manager Oliver Chi said that was the basis for his claim, and that's just simply not true. Oh, got it. Okay, so they're saying, no, we paid you. He's like, no, you didn't. The city could end up having to pay if Ortiz gets a check from the Employment Development Department. She said, ultimately, if this claim was approved, EDD will send us a bill to reimburse them for any costs. In that instance, we'd certainly file an appeal. She told the news headline that under EDD rules, which can he probably get to talk to somebody over there at EDD without a bot? As an elected official receiving pay and health insurance as Ortiz does, he does not qualify for unemployment through the city. Good to know. He probably wouldn't have signed up if he would have known the actual pay, I guarantee you. Additionally, Chi says all of the city council members maintained full employment throughout the pandemic, despite Ortiz's EDD form saying that he stopped working for the city on February 9th. Huntington Beach Mayor Kim Carr said, and that's where I think the confusion is, we haven't changed his hours. He's still a council member. He put on the form that his last day was February 9th. Again, that's news to us. Attempts to reach Tito Ortiz was unsuccessful. According to the Huntington Beach website, the mayor pro tem collects more than $1,500 each month. I gotta apply for that. That's like bank buco money. Ortiz said the possibility of losing his seat as mayor of the city back in February after the city council decided to table the issue, return it to it at a later date. He's had some things over there, so there you go. I don't know whatever's going on, Tito, but make it work. And there you go. All right, people, we're out of time. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.